Hey guys, it's Mitch again, and this is going to be my herb farming guide. Herb farming is always used for money making, never really used for experience, though it does give some obviously. And it can either be used purely for money making, or it can be used to negate the costs of tree farming, which are always quite expensive, but done 3 to 5 times a day it can actually make tree farming cost 0. So then you'll get free experience, and a 99 farming will cost you nothing. This is the inventory you want to take when you're doing a herb run. You want to take 5 herb seeds. I'm using snapdragons. Ranas are also very good. That requires 42 farming. You can, if you're doing allotments as well, you only want to do allotments if you have 47 farming, so you can plant watermelons, and then you can use those watermelons to make your own super compost, which is very convenient. So if you do have 47 farming, then take 12 allotment seeds or watermelon seeds. If you don't, then don't bother with that. You want a seed dibber and a spade, a watering can if you're doing allotments, glory if you're doing allotments, ectophile you'll need either way, and you'll also need 8 air runes, 6 law runes, and 3 fire runes. There to teleport to Camelot, Varrock, and Trollheim, I think that's how you say it. This is the setup you want to be using for herb farming. Forget out the buckets, they offer something else. So you want to have a skills necklace in order to teleport to Fishing Guild, which is much easier access than teleporting to Ardoon. The magic secateurs is for 10% more yield. Falador shield gives a 10% bonus to XP when using the Falador allotment and herb patches, and the explorer's ring in order to cabbage teleport. Boots of lightness and spotty cape are just run saving equipment. So this is how you do your herb run. You want to teleport to Fort Phasmatis with your ectophile, and then run west to the farming patch. I'm doing allotments as well for super compost, but if you're not, then just skip allotments and just do herbs. So once you get to the herbs, you want to take out a super compost from your tool leprechaun and harvest your herbs. Then you want to super compost your patch, or treat it, and then plant your herb seed in it. Super compost increases the yield and the chance of it not dying. So once you've harvested your herbs, use the herbs on the tool leprechaun and you'll note it. Then take out as many buckets as you can and empty your compost bin, if you already have a full compost bin. Watermelons and the high level sort of fruit like pineapple and things like that are the only things that actually make super compost. So if you have, for example, 16 watermelons and 1 potato in the compost bin, then you will get normal compost. But you have to have purely good fruit. I like to call it good fruit. So just harvest your allotment patch and then use it on the super compost bin. And once it's filled, it will have a close lid option, or just close compost bin option, and that's when you close it, and it will take about 75 minutes to rot into super compost. So once you've done that, take out a super compost, plant the compost, use your watermelon seed on it, and water it. Then you want to teleport to Fishing Guild with your skills necklace. Now, you only want to do allotments every 5 or 6 herb runs, depending on how much compost you need. So if you're running out of compost, then do an allotment run, and that'll generally get you about 50 super composts, and that'll last about 5 herb runs, 10 herb runs. Because when you use allotments in the herb run, then it actually takes a lot longer. So as you can see here, I'm actually only harvesting 1 watermelon patch because that's all you need. That's why I've only taken 12 seeds. So my second watermelon patch is kind of an emergency, because on a rare occasion, 1 watermelon patch will probably not fill up the whole compost bin. So then I just take a few out of my second, and then I'll be able to fill it up without having to go back to a bank and things like that. If you have any spare watermelons, then you can just also note them on the tool leprechaun. This is why it's good to actually have a full tool leprechaun of buckets. And if you want, you can actually take a full inventory of buckets before you start the herb run, because that'll save less banking. I didn't, because it's not that necessary, but it can help in the end. So once again, fill up as your compost bin, and as you can see, I didn't have enough watermelons in my inventory to fill it up. So once you've done that, use your super compost on the allotment patch again, plant your seeds and water them. I noted my watermelons again. Now you want to teleport to Drain a village. If you're only if you're doing allotments as well, then you can take out a full inventory of buckets, and then teleport with your with your explorer's ring to the cabbage patch, which is just northwest, but it's quicker to cabbage port anyway, as it's a free teleport. If you're not doing allotments and super compost, then you just teleport straight there. Forget about the Drainer Village teleport. So once you're there, fill up your buckets again with super compost. And this is where the Falador shield comes in. It actually gives you 10% more XP with all these patches here. So instead of getting 92 XP, I'm getting 108 XP for my Snapdragons. So you basically just repeat this process for every patch except the Trollheim one. Trollheim patch is a very special patch because it requires My Arm's Big Adventure quest, but that patch cannot die. So you're basically just getting free herbs all the time because there's no way it can die or get diseased or anything like that. Also with watermelons, you want to plant your flowers in the patch to protect them. Now here I didn't actually have enough watermelons. There was a good example, so I harvested some from my other patch, and then I had enough to close it. So now once again, yep, use super compost on the patch. Don't use your herb seeds on it like I did, and plant it, water it. And now you want to teleport to Trollheim. I was having a bit of trouble with my XP counter there. It was blocking the X button. So you also need to have done Edgar's Ruse quest for that teleport. If you haven't done Edgar's Ruse and you haven't done My Arm's Big Adventure, but My Arm's Big Adventure is is necessary for herb farming, as it kind of gets you more money. But if you haven't done it, it's not a big deal. So go down the mountain and go through the cave entrance into Troll Stronghold. Go through this door. You should remember this from the quest anyways, but then go up this ladder and then run north again. And there's the herb patch up there. So as I said, this patch cannot die, so it's a very good patch to use. It's quick to get there as well. Also, if you have the Scroll of Life, you have a chance of retaining the seed which you've planted if it stays alive, and if it dies, then you still have a chance of retaining the seed, but the seed can actually be random. So I've got an Irit seeds, Cadentine seeds, I'm not sure how to pronounce them. But once you finish that, teleport to Camelot and run southeast to the patch here. As you can see, my herbs died, but being at the prices the way they are at the moment, it doesn't actually matter that they've died, because the seed's only like 11k and the herbs are like 7k. So it takes 2.5 herbs to actually make profit. So once you've harvested your herbs, you need to go to the bank and fill up your inventory with buckets so you can empty the bin. And this is where taking a full inventory of buckets at the start actually sort of helps, because it takes one less banking trip. So empty your bin again, exchange the tool leprechaun once it's done, and store always super compost. And then harvest your allotment patch. Once you've harvested your allotment patch, then you want to fill up your super compost bin, and then run back to Camelot Bank and take out as many buckets as you can and fill the tool leprechaun up, and then your run will be finished. I just wanted to show this picture that I got. It only takes less than 2.5 herbs, Snapdragons, to actually make profit. So you're almost guaranteed to make profit every single trip, unless every single herb dies, obviously, which is extremely unlikely. So that's just how good herb runs are to make money. Easy profit without actually doing anything. This is just some basic herb information. I'd suggest doing Snapdragons if you can, as they're the best and most profitable herb. If you can't do them, then do Ranarr. They're the second best in my opinion. Toadstools, even though they're the highest level, usually you lose money on them because of the price of the seed and then the price of the herb. So you basically have to get 5 herbs on them, otherwise you're going to lose a ton of money. So I definitely wouldn't suggest doing them. So Snapdragons, even the 99 farming people do Snapdragons because they're simply the best. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want more. If you want XP, then click on those 2 guides there. Should be annotations on the screen.